How you doing?
Good, Tanya. How are you?
I'm terrific. What's going on?
I don't know. It is Wednesday, so it's a time to chat with you. We had a terrific time yesterday. We were social distancing and fixing lights and eating some good food at your place.
Oh yeah, that was great. I still ate some this morning.
Oh, it was so
Mm,
good. What was that from? What did we eat from?
pink pepper.
Pink pepper. Yes, yes, yes. Did you do anything more for Cinco de Mayo yesterday?
No, because of the social distancing, I didn't do anything.
Okay.
How about you? What'd you do?
I went and did tech for Quesadillas show last night. That's what I did.
Oh, cool.
In masks and all that fun jazz. It was a fun show, so that's what I did last night. And then I came home and I had a margarita with my neighbor. God, I guess I did do a lot of social
Good.
distancing. My goodness. My goodness. Well, we are live on Facebook, everyone. And so why don't we just jump in? Why don't we jump? We're going to bring in a couple people into the room. We're going to bring in, let's see, Philip into the room. Everybody who are in the Zoom, if you want to join us on Zoom, if you want to come into the room, please raise your hand. There's a hand that's in the bottom button. We'll bring you in and we'll bring your camera on and we will, hey, good to see you
Hi,
again.
how are you?
Hi, how
Phil,
you doing?
Hi, Mike. Hi, Tanya. It's Philip from Madrid. How are you since last week?
I'm terrific. How you doing?
Well, working a lot this week. It's been a lot of work.
Oh,
And
that's good. A lot of people are out of work.
yeah, that's true. I cannot complain. It's better to have too much work than not have work.
Yeah, you got that.
And, and since last week, well, we are allowed to have a walk in the morning from 6 to 10 in the morning and in the evening from 8 to 11. So the situation in Spain is a little bit more relaxed.
Oh,
And
cool.
how is it in California?
It's you mean the restrictions and stuff?
Yeah. Have you been able
Well,
to go out?
Trump wants to open up the country again, which is a big mistake as far as I'm concerned. Because there's just so many people that are going to get sick and die. But at least if we're out there, if we social distance and wear our masks, hopefully all should be okay.
And have you been able to go out, or have you stayed at
I
home?
go out in the morning with my dog for a hike for about an hour and 15 minutes.
Ah, great.
Not a hike, it's up and down the street. She's on a leash, unfortunately, because I'm not allowed to get her near any other dogs and I'm not allowed to go near the trails.
Hmm.
So, I'm stuck going on pavement, which is a drag for her. She hates it. She
Yeah.
loves being able to run free, but
Yeah,
hopefully
I guess.
they're going to open the park soon.
Okay. Well, that's good news. Well,
Yeah.
the question this time always about Charlie's Angels. I
Okay.
wanted to know, do you know if for the movies, the three movies that were made after the series, other angels, and were you approached at one moment to make a guest appearance, or apart from Jacqueline Smith, other angels and you, were you approached?
Well, the time when I was on the Angels was the last year.
Yeah.
So there was no, I couldn't be approached because the show had closed after
Yes,
5 years.
but
In
you are
those
an
days,
angel.
they didn't run them for 10 years. They just kept them on for 5,
Okay.
mostly.
And another question I had, when you met Shelley Hack at one convention, what did you remember your time in Charlie's Angels, and did you speak about it? And have you spoken about something special with her about
Uh,
the angels?
Not really, because I thought it might be a sore spot because she lost her job.
Ah,
And so I didn't want to bring her down or anything, but we met and she was really sweet and nice and we got along just fine. So that part was great.
oh, great. And the last question, very quick. If a perfume could define you, which one would it be?
God.
Or
There's
the one you loved more?
actually Body by Burberry.
Okay, great. Well, thank you very much for having me.
Sure.
And, have a great day and hope to see you soon and stay safe.
You
Both
say
of you.
too.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Good to see you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Next, we have Philip in the room.
Hello.
And go ahead and turn your camera on if you have one, if you want to show you.
Hi.
Hey, how are you?
I'm well. How are you? Hi, Tanya.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm terrific. Whoops, I'm just getting a drink of water. Yeah, I'm fine, you know, considering that I'm stuck in my house. I go out in the mornings with my dog for a walk for about an hour and a half, and otherwise I'm in the house.
Nice. Well, I'm glad you're safe. Oh, I see a dog right now coming on. What's your dog's name right there?
Are you staying home mostly?
Yeah, I am. I work from home. I'm actually a therapist, so I'm doing all of my seeing my clients via Zoom. So this is a pretty familiar platform for me lately.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That was like that show that the chick from Friends did.
Kate Kudrow, yeah.
Yeah, Kudrow did online psychology or psychologist or whatever she was.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a really good idea. I like that.
Yes, it's good. Business is booming, as you can imagine. People are really needing some support right now.
Oh yeah, I'll bet they do. I'm anxious all the time. I woke up this morning at 1:39. I have a digital clock, so I know exactly what time it was. And I never went to bed until never went to bed again. I find I'm a little anxious because I'm wondering if I'm going to catch it or, I'm just wondering when business is going to get started again and, the usual anxiety that everyone's feeling.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you're still awake to talk today. I know you're probably pretty exhausted. I had a question for you. I know that the last Philip had mentioned something about Shelley Hack, and I was wondering if you had ever met, what it was like to replace her on the show, and then had you ever met Kate or Farrah as well? Had you ever had an unofficial reunion at all?
Well, not an unofficial reunion, but I did meet Kate at a signing in London, and she was great, really easy to get along with, no pomp and circumstance with her. And I know Cheryl and Jacqueline, of course, but Shelley and I got along fine too. It was kind of a weird situation because she had been let go and I had been hired in her place. And so I didn't want to get into that discussion, and we didn't. But we got along just fine. She's a really nice person.
Nice. And then do you ever remember filming any of the opening credits? You were like a model, and so you were running with the Joggerade t-shirt on. Like, do you remember anything about that filming, the opening sequence?
Actually, those sequences were, we shot, before we came on the air with the show, we shot about 3 episodes. So they used segments of each episode for the opening credits for the opening of the show. That's how that happened.
Yeah, I knew that when they were introducing you, but I didn't know also, how the 3 angels walk toward the camera at the very beginning of the show?
Oh, we did that. Yeah, we did that.
Yeah, I was just wondering if you remember anything specific about that. It's pretty iconic.
Yeah, it was cool. It was just like so weird because the show was so hot. And it was just weird to go from, nothing to all of a sudden being on Charlie's Angels. So I was probably a little nervous at the time. I don't remember, but they were really good and gracious to me. So it was cool.
Good. Well, I'm glad to hear that. Well, thank you for giving me the time to speak with you today. Thanks, Mike. I appreciate you hosting these. It's really fun to see you every week.
Sure. Be safe.
You too. Bye, Tanya. Bye, Mike.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
And Tanya, next we have Nick. Nick is start your engines or your camera. There he is. Hey, Nick.
I can't see him. I can't see him. Oh, well.
Oh, wait. And let me unmute you. There you go. Go ahead, Nick.
Okay. Can you hear me?
I can
Yep.
see you now. How you doing?
Hi, Tanya. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Coming at you from the Bond community. You're the first Bond girl I've talked to, so this is quite the treat for me. I just had a question. What was your favorite location for filming A View to a Kill?
Oh, my favorite location was, God, that's a hard one. We shot in Paris, outside of Paris in Chantilly, which was gorgeous. And that was a great location, but so was San Francisco. So they were both great locations for me.
Great.
So, Nick, are you a firefighter?
Yes, I'm working today on shift.
Oh, wow, cool.
Yeah,
Hey,
and where do you
hats off
work?
to you guys, you've really bailed us out.
yeah, and interestingly enough, there's a firefighter scene in that film, which I've always kind of obviously been drawn to myself.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's great. I'll tell you, no one supports the firefighters more than I do. After all you guys have been through and all the first responding and all that, we really need you guys, and you're really appreciated. I hope you know that. I know you know that because it's all over the news and it's all we talk about is nurses and firefighters. And so it's a great gig. Do you have to work out a lot on that job? I hear that you have to be in tip-top shape.
Yeah, we try.
You try?
And I appreciate your thanks.
Fantastic. Well, thank you, Nick. Thank you for all your work, and have a great day.
Thank you.
All right,
And
thanks
be
for having me
safe.
on.
Bye.
And next we have Roberts.
Hey, Robert.
He has to put on his camera. Here we go. Here comes Roberts.
Here comes Robert. Hey, how you?
Oh, hello, Robert.
Hi, how are you?
Great. How you doing?
Very good. You probably don't remember me, but I sold you your car, your G35 Infinity.
You're kidding.
No, the one in Mission Viejo. We had a long talk when I picked you up at your house and drove you to the dealership. if you
I remember that. That
Yes.
was a gift from my mother's husband.
Yes.
Yeah. And
Is your mother still with us?
I ordered the wrong color. He said to me, don't get a gold one. That's for the old folks. Get the
Exactly. And you
so
switched to silver.
at the last minute.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a coincidence.
Yes. You still, I know you can't now, but do you still play the celebrity golf that you used to? You still playing golf?
I haven't played golf in a while because my boyfriend doesn't play golf. And so,
Oh.
when I go out and play golf, it's with strangers. And that's kind of, it's not as much fun as having a partner to play golf with.
Yeah, someone you're familiar
I still
with.
go out
Yeah.
sometimes.
How about you still do hiking?
Oh, yeah. I was
Yeah.
hiking this morning with my dog, but we're not allowed to go on the trails because of the social distancing and the fact that we'd be too close to each other because
Yeah.
the trails are so narrow that we'd be.
Yeah.
And also the dogs, they don't want one dog touching the other dog. So
Oh, I
the
see.
parks and our trails haven't been opened yet, and I don't know when they will be. But so my dog gets her exercise, but she's not running free. She's on a leash, which is a
Yeah.
drag for me too, because I love to see her run free.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
at least we're getting out there.
Yeah, I try to hike at least 2.5 miles a day, sometimes 3 or 4 every
Yeah.
other day. It just keeps you vibrant, keeps you going.
Oh, it sure does. I love it. I love it so
Yeah.
much. But they won't open ours. Where do you hike?
Well, I live in Irvine in Mission Viejo, and there's a lot of places to hike around here.
And they're all open?
Yeah, they're open. I can get in there and yeah, it doesn't seem to be a problem. But
Open and closed.
yeah, you know, I was every now and then I've thought of you, and that one time when we drove back to your house, you were driving the new Infiniti and I was driving the company car, and I guess I had to pick up some paperwork or something. And you are a spirited driver. Let me tell you, I did everything I could to keep up with you. I think I ran a couple of yellow lights and one red light.
Well, my
Yeah.
husband ought to hear that one because he's convinced I am the worst driver that ever lived.
Oh
We
no, I didn't think
long
so.
driveway, and I sometimes go a little much to the right or a little too much to the left, and I'll hit things on occasion. So I'm going to tell him that you said that.
Oh, absolutely. It was a challenge, and if I didn't keep up with you, I would have been lost because you took the back streets and everything to get back home.
Oh, well, let me tell you, I bought another Infiniti and I'm driving another one, the 4-seater this time.
Oh, are you? Good. Yeah, they're good cars.
Oh man, they're great cars. They're so beautiful. They're a really beautiful looking car. And I had a Mercedes, the SL, whatever it was, the sports car. And I like this car better. I really love this car. I think I'm an Infiniti, but I wish they'd come out with one that's electric. When's that going to happen?
I have no idea. I don't sell cars anymore. I was only doing that temporarily when real estate was bad. If you remember, I'm a real estate broker.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah. Did you ever buy any investment property or not? We talked about it.
No, I never did. I just bought the house that I live in and I'm still staying here. No, I never did buy an investment property.
Oh.
I was thinking of the one next door to my house, but we couldn't arrange a price that worked.
Yeah.
So it never happened.
Oh, yeah. I think houses are the best investment properties to buy in California because of the new restrictions and everything. It's just kind of overwhelming. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And everybody wants to buy a house in LA.
Yeah. Did you ever finish your backyard? I know you showed it to me.
Yes, I did. I have a 6,000 gallon koi pond with koi that are this big.
Oh my gosh.
That were this big. And yeah, it looks gorgeous. I have a Chinese bridge. Maybe you can see it behind me. I have a Chinese bridge that goes across the pond. It's like an L-shaped pond. And yeah, I finished it. I designed it. I picked out all the stones. And yeah, it was great. It was a very creative thing to do for me. I loved it. I really loved doing it. And everybody loves the backyard here.
Yeah, you showed it to me when it was, you had just started it. It was still in the, not beyond the planning stage, but the digging stage or something like that.
Yeah. Well, it's been finished now and I've got huge fish. And
that's great.
I love it. I still love it. I still sit on a rock and hang my feet in the pond sometimes.
That's kind of neat. Yeah. Yeah. I still play golf. My sons still play golf. I think I told you I have 3 sons and they're really all into golf. That's why I asked too.
Oh yeah, that's great. How old are they?
Well, my oldest is 35. He's got married 2 years ago. He lives in San Francisco. And then my middle son, his He's a mechanical engineer. I remember him saying to my ex-wife, he says, I don't want anything to do with math going to college. And he became a mechanical engineer. And my youngest son does loans. He's my best buddy too. We made a pact. We said, always tell the truth to each other. Sometimes it's difficult, but we always have.
Oh, that's great. That's a really unusual relationship, because usually parents and kids have secrets from each other. Well, certainly when you're young, a teenager, you got secrets from your parents. But
Yeah.
as you get older, it changes a little bit. But that's a great day. It's a great thing to live
Yeah.
by. So
Yeah.
he's your best buddy, huh?
Yeah. You look great, by the way.
Oh, thanks.
It's
Thank
really
you, Robert.
good seeing you.
Good to
Thank
see you too, and keep safe.
You also, and thank you again. It was great seeing you, and
Great.
have a
to see
great, yes, rest of the week and so forth.
You too. Be safe. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Now on Facebook, Tanya, we have a couple questions coming in. One says from Andre, you made several scenes with different animals, lions, chimps, horses, snakes, elephants. What animal do you like most to work with?
The elephant. Elephants are such old souls. I mean, they're like human beings. They're families, and we would follow them around in helicopters and go and find the spot where the cows were and the calves were, and follow them and land, 1,000 feet away and shoot our scene. And then as they'd move on, we'd move on. And they're my favorite animal. Elephants and whales are my two
Excellent.
favorites. I mean, I adore dogs. I got 2 dogs, and a parrot. But I really love elephants. They seem like, I don't know, magical to me, and so soulful,
Have you ever ridden one?
Yeah, I rode one in Sheena.
Okay. I should watch the movie again.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did, because you pulled her out of the jail.
And I was the first one to ever ride on that little elephant's back, which they didn't tell Columbia Pictures about, and they didn't tell me that I was the first one. So for all we knew, she would have reared up or freaked out that there was a body on her head. But she was cool as a cucumber, great, really sweet. I just loved her.
That's crazy that it didn't say anything. Jim says, "Hey Tanya, I love you bunches from San Antonio, Texas. Sean says hello from India. Lynn says hello from New Jersey. Joe's question says, hi Tanya, do you have a preference in which to work, TV, film, or stage?
Probably sitcom is my very favorite, because you get 5 days a week that you work, you get the weekends off, and every 3 weeks you get a week break. Then for Christmas you get 3 weeks break, and for Easter you get 3 weeks break, and then for the summer you get 3 months break. So it's the easiest gig. It's in front of a live audience, so it's just like stage. And that's my favorite job. I'm so looking for another sitcom, I can't tell you.
That would be good. That would be good. We are bringing Scott into the room in Zoom. Hey, everybody in Zoom, if you want to come on camera, please raise your hand. The hand is on the bottom bar, and I will put you on the list to bring you into the room. So, Scott. It's good to see you, Scott, again.
Hey there.
Oh, there he is. Scott's back.
Oh, hey, how you doing, Scott?
Hey, Tanya, good to see you again. And
Good
Mike,
to
as
see you.
always. So question for you you did a pilot supposedly called Ladies in Blue, which was a spinoff on Vegas with Michelle Phillips.
That's right, I sure did.
What do you remember about that?
That Michelle was at the gambling tables. Gamble. She loved blackjack, and I'm not a gambler. I mean, I'm just not into gambling. Although I do love poker, but I'm not into gambling per se. So I wasn't down there with her, but she took me down with her a couple of times, and you know, I think I could do a lot better with my money than gamble. You know.
Yes. And also, sorry, I wrote a note to myself and I can't even read my own handwriting. Isn't that terrible? But do you ever watch any of your old movies or programs, or is that weird to see yourself on screen?
Yeah. Well, it used to be really weird when I first did them, but as time's passed, it's gotten less weird and more. I'm more separated from it, so it's not so weird. You know what I mean? It's more fun to watch. So yeah, I'll sometimes watch it. I actually watched Charlie's Angel because I wanted to have my hair shag cut again. And so I took the Charlie's Angel episodes down to my hairdresser to have him give me a shag. And he wasn't there that day. And so we still have to do it. And now we can't do it because of the pandemic. You know, nobody can do anything right now, but from what I hear, Trump's lifting it. So I don't know if it's going to make us safer. I sure don't think it's going to make us any safer. But, you know, I'll wear my mask and he'll wear his mask and we'll cut away.
Yes. All right.
All
Well,
right.
again, good seeing you, and
Good
see you
to
later,
see
Mike.
you and stay safe.
Thank you. You too.
Thanks.
All right, we have Roseanne in the house. Roseanne, you can turn on your. Oh, there we go.
There I am.
Hi.
Hi, Mike. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I see
I'm
you now.
good. Hi, Tanya. How are you?
Terrific. How are you doing?
I'm all right, thank you. I'm sorry I won't meet you at Chiller this year.
I know. When are they changing the date to now?
They changed it and then they canceled it.
They canceled it altogether. I
yeah.
figured they would because everyone was afraid to fly. Or whenever I do signings, you pose with the person, and that's not exactly the proper thing to be doing these days. It's not business thing. So
no, not at all.
Do that. I
well,
do that.
No, and you can't because it's just not safe for you. And I had the pleasure of meeting your friend last year when I met Cheryl Ladd at
yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm. It was great to be able to meet Mike as well, for being a Charlie's Angels fan for so many years and looking at his website and everything that he would always post through the years. So it was great to get to meet him, and then of course to meet Cheryl. And
Cool.
So it's great to be able to speak with you and say hello.
It's great to say hello to you.
You know, I always wonder, and I don't know, Mike can correct me on this one. I'm not sure if it was Jacqueline Smith or Cheryl Ladd who said, when you first joined, you were the most beautiful woman that they had ever seen, which coming from either of them is like.
I can't believe that. Not coming out of Jacqueline's mouth anyway.
Well,
and
when I read that, I thought, holy cow, like that's some high praise there. How
yeah, I'll tell you, I never heard that one before. But, they were both really good looking. It was a pleasure to be in their company.
Great
people too.
I have no doubt. How did you deal with the grabbies of the industry back then in your position? And, you know, I mean, we hear a lot from the Me Too movement now, but it's not like it was new. It's not like these things just happened. How did you deal with that in trying to get jobs?
Well, you know, oddly enough, I'm from the Bronx, New York,
Mm-hmm.
and I have a real, I think I must have a street image or something. That's how I was cast in The Angels, as a street girl.
Right.
And I never had that problem, ever.
How about that?
I never had it. So I really feel bad for all the women that did. But luckily enough, I escaped that. So I was very lucky.
That's great. Well, that's great. And I often wonder, and Mike, I'm sure you've had people ask you this through the years. And you know, because the Charlie's Angels fans are fans for life. And we follow everything that any of you do, because you know you carry a special place in our hearts. But I often wonder if you would have joined in season 4, if it would have had more episodes, because by the end of your season, you guys really had a thing going. Do you know what I mean?
Well, you know what happened to us is there was a strike, an
Writer's strike. Oh, right.
that
Yeah.
went on for 3 months, and that's what ended us the way.
Right.
But however, I gotta tell you that Cheryl and Jacqueline wanted to get off the show like crazy, because Jacqueline had been on it for 5 years and
Right.
Cheryl had been on it for 4 years, and they were just tired of playing that part. And so
Right.
they were, when Aaron came in and told us, I was crying and they were jumping for joy.
I'm sure. Well, I appreciate having the opportunity to say hello and to say thank you for all the times that you've kept me company in here while I'm making dinner and while I'm doing, you know, when I have it on TV, because it's still on every day. And
That's so sweet. Thank you so much.
I thank you for that. And thank you, Mike, for doing this. I appreciate it.
And have a safe time out there. Be careful.
Thank you. You too. You
It's
too.
good seeing you.
All right. Take care. Bye.
Be safe.
Thank you.
Excellent. I have some more questions from Facebook. David asked, do you ever, easy for me to say, right? Did you ever meet the first Sheena from the 50s, Trish McCullough?
Not Trish. It was
No, it's Irish.
McKellen or something. No, I never met her. I never met her. I don't know if she was still in the business or what her situation was, but she had nothing to do with our production of it, and I never got a chance to meet her, but she was great and she was gorgeous.
Excellent. Robert asked, is it true you were picked to be in the movie 10 before?
I did test to be in the movie 10, and I did a great test, and my hair was very dark brown at the time, and I think that was not so good for me, but let's face it, Bo Derek was phenomenal in it. So, you know, she deserved the part and she got it and she was great in it.
Absolutely. Andre said, the elephant for Sheena, I guess that you rode, is now in the zoo in Virginia.
You're kidding.
Nope.
Because I was told that we couldn't bring any of the wild animals back with us because of the quarantine on animals that have been to Africa. Well, boy, am I glad she's so safe. That's great news to hear. I heard that they had put them in a sanctuary in Kenya. But
I think I might have misspoke. I think it's Virginia, Virginia.
Virginia?
Maybe that's in Africa. Maybe it's a part of Africa.
Yeah, because I don't think we were allowed to bring them home with us. So we had to leave them all there. But they went to great places.
Yeah.
They were where there was no hunting or anything like that, you know, just places that are safe for the animals, thank God. Because I'm an animal lover. That's one of the reasons I took that movie. And the thought that someone would shoot an animal just makes me so crazy. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I mean, shoot them with your camera, man. Shoot them.
Right? Exactly. Sean asked, who is your best Bond?
My favorite Bond is Daniel Craig.
Right? He's quite a handsome one.
Yeah, he's very rugged and very more street-like than the others were. He's not as suave. And he appeals to me a lot. And he's, I think, my favorite. But however, I gotta say that Roger Moore was, because I worked with him and he was a pleasure to work with. He was great. He
Yeah.
was always had a joke. He was so nice to the crew and the cast, and he was a great guy to work with.
I just saw an outtake from your shoots from A View to a Kill that he says "fuck" in the video. It's when you're beat. I have to show it to you. It's very funny. Your character is being fired, and you get into the elevator. He's like, "Well, fuck." Fuck
Oh
it.
yeah,
Yeah, it's really funny.
I said, "Oh fuck."
No, Roger Moore did.
Oh, because I try to keep my "oh fuck" silent.
That's fantastic. Michael on Facebook asks, where do you think Julie Rogers is today?
Where would I think she is today? That's a good question. I figure by now she's on her own, probably as a detective, still a detective, I think. And I think or a policewoman or something like that. Yeah. That's what I sort of thought for her. I thought she really fit the mold, and I thought she was brave and just very cool and took everything, right. She was spontaneous right there and then,
Exactly. Excellent. We're going to bring another person into the room on Zoom. Mariano, I believe. Mariana, please turn on your camera. We're waiting. Oh, here we go. How do you pronounce your name? I'm sorry. Let me turn your microphone on. There you go.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. How do you pronounce your name? I'm so sorry I butchered it.
Mariano from Argentina. How are you, Tanya?
Oh, I'm real good. You're from Italy, I guess, huh?
Argentina.
I went to Argentina for, I can't remember what. I think I was on a modeling assignment or something. And it was the most beautiful country with the most gorgeous horses I had ever seen. You're known for your horses, I think, all over the world. And for polo, right?
Polo, yes, okay, sure, yes. And the food is very, very good too. The food. And how are you coping with this situation of the coronavirus and all of this?
Yeah. It's real claustrophobic. I take my dog out in the morning for about an hour and a half but she can only walk around the neighborhood. We're not allowed to let the dogs see each other because for fear that they'll contract the disease and give it to us. I didn't even know this, but yesterday I was informed that you can catch the coronavirus from your dog. I knew that a dog could catch it from a human, but I never knew that a human could catch it from a dog. Anyways, you have to keep them on leashes, and I'm used to hiking, free as the wind. She just gallops down the hills and trails and has the best time. So that's a bit of a drag. And they closed our hikes, so we can't go. But I'd rather be safe than sorry. I'm a little on the paranoid.
Oh, sure. Yeah, me too.
How about you?
I go out only to the supermarket or the pharmacy. Nothing else.
Pardon me?
Okay, I go out of my house only to go to the supermarket or the pharmacy, only for those activities.
Exactly. As a matter of fact, I don't even go to the supermarket. I have the food delivered here. But for the pharmacy, I actually have that delivered here too.
Oh,
Or or for my prescriptions, my boyfriend is more of a devil may care kind of guy, and he'll go in with his
okay.
and pick it up for me. But I'm paranoid, man. I'm very paranoid about getting it, so I'm feel safe at home, you know?
Sure, sure, sure. Yeah, I can't believe that I'm talking with a Charlie Angel and a Bond girl in one person. Last week I saw for the first time your movie Forced Entry.
Oh my God.
It was your first movie.
Yeah, don't bring it back to me. It was
No, your acting is very good. It was very good in that movie.
Oh, thanks. I'll tell you, that was such a low budget movie, and I had never done a movie before, and it was, the script wasn't too hot and all those things, but it was a first, so you got to start somewhere, right?
Yes, obviously. Then I saw Tourist Trap, a very good movie, very scary movie.
Very scary. It's funny how many people bring that movie to my attention again. I thought that it just totally faded away, but so many people, when
Yes.
I'm at a signing or something, mention it to me, or online mention Tourist Trap. And it was scary to shoot. It really was, because of all those weird dolls, and it was very spooky.
Yes. Do you know what Stephen King said about the movie? You know
No.
Stephen King.
Yeah, of course.
He said that, I'm quoting, this is a classic, obscure classic, and he likes how the mannequins begin to move and come to life.
Wow.
He wrote it in a book.
Okay. He's one of my all-time favorites. The
Okay.
Shining is my favorite horror movie ever. The Shining and Alien both had me under my seats, but when I saw The Shining and he went, red rum, I just freaked for a second, and then I realized it was murder backwards, and then I doubly freaked out. That was a really scary movie, and Jack Nicholson was so insane. And
Yes.
Shelley Duvall was great. That was one of my all-time favorites.
Yes. And also, you're a wonderful comedian. We can see you in that 70s show. I hope you love to be in that sitcom.
Yes, I was really happy, and I left the sitcom because my husband had a brain disease, and I had to take care of him, so I left. But I'm looking for another sitcom as we speak. But now everything's on hold. The whole town is closed down. Nothing's.
Yes.
It's just so surreal. You know what I mean?
Yes, I hope we can see you soon in a new sitcom after all this coronavirus pass, obviously.
Yes.
It's wonderful.
Yeah,
Fantastic. Well,
great.
thank you for coming.
One request.
Okay.
One request for Tanya. Tanya, can you say my name?
One more time.
On voit pas trop bien.
If you can say my name.
I'm trying to remember how to pronounce it.
Mariano.
Mariano?
Oh, thank you. You made my day. Mariano. Exactly.
Cool.
And one last thing. You are now as beautiful as always.
Oh, that's so sweet of you to say. Thank you.
No, thank you for letting me be here. Bye, Tanya. Stay home and be safe.
Take
Bye.
care of yourself.
Bye, Mike. Bye.
Bye. That was sweet. Now we have Pascal. Pascal in the room.
Ah, putain, c'est pas.
And go ahead and turn your camera on.
Ah, yes. Ah, putain, ok. Allô?
Oh, well, we can hear you.
Allô?
No, but we can hear you.
Allô?
We can't see you, but we can hear you.
Ah, mince. Attends. Allô?
Hello?
Oh, allô?
Oh,
Allô?
here we go. Now he got his camera going.
Allô?
Oh, let me see. I still can't see Pascal.
Hello?
It's a very
Hello?
dark, very dark.
Oh yeah, you're very dramatically lit.
Ah, no?
No, now you're.
Hello?
Very dramatic lighting there. I can only
Hello?
see one side of your face.
We can see you, Pascal. How are you?
Fine. Do you listen? Do you hear me?
We can. Yes, we can
Hello?
hear you. Yes.
Ah, okay. So, hello, everybody. Um,
Where are you from?
France, Paris, France.
Paris, France.
Yes, yes.
Oh,
I,
beautiful city.
you know,
The most beautiful city in the world, the City of Lights. So I'm a New Yorker originally, but we can't compare New York to Paris with the romantic stuff and the Eiffel Tower and just the beauty of the Seine and all the lovers, and it just seems so romantic to me. Such a beautiful city. Were you born there, I guess?
yes, I born in Paris, and Paris is very crisis with COVID-19. Nobody on the street in Paris. Nobody on the street. Do you?
Nobody's on the street of Paris because of the
Oh,
COVID.
yeah. Well, no one's on the street here either. We look at the freeways on TV and I think, my God, there's like 3 cars on the 405. Normally it's jammed bumper to bumper and you can't even get anywhere for an hour and a half. You go 2 miles. But now the president's thinking of opening up the country, and I think it's too soon. I really do. When is Paris supposed to be open?
And have you been in Paris since A View to a Kill turning with Roger Moore? Since 1985.
He wanted to know if you've been to Paris since 1985.
Yes,
since. No, I haven't. I don't think. I don't think I have. Yeah, I have been. I'm sure I have been, but I can't remember what for. But it's still one of my favorite cities in the world, and the food is beyond comprehension, as you know. I mean, the portions are small, but that's why all you French people look so thin. But man, the food and the fashions are the best in the world.
Thank you. Yes, and we meet, actress Moonraker, James Bond, Irka Boshenko. Do you know the name? Maybe Irka Boshenko. She played with Roger Moore, Moonraker movie, 007 movie.
Okay.
Irka Boshenko.
Boshenko in 007. Was she one of the actresses in Moonraker? Have you met her?
Who was in it?
Boshenko?
Irka Boshenko. No.
I don't think I have.
I don't think we have either.
She's yes, she's very popular in France, but she play in little role, little with Roger Moore. Yes. Okay.
Fantastic.
So see you later.
Thank you so much for dropping in.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Stay safe.
So do I. Thank you. So do I. See you later.
All right, we have some wonderful questions from Facebook, and then we're giving away today the Charlie's Angels DVD, and we'll do that in a second. And if anybody else is in Zoom that wants to come in for the last final Zoom of the day, raise your hands. But let me give you some questions from Facebook, Tanya.
Okay.
Andre asked, how was the premiere of Sheena in Los Angeles, and how was it promoting the movie?
We had our premiere at the presentation party where everybody came out with conga players and African dancers in Trump Towers of all places.
Really?
And yeah, and I'm not a big lover of Trump, so you know, that was a weird, ironic situation. But that's where we did it. Yeah. And what was the next question?
The next question is, were you ever asked to do Dancing with the Stars?
I was, but I didn't want to do it. I just didn't think I was a good enough dancer. And meanwhile, I taught ballroom dancing when I was a kid, when I first got out of high school, and I still didn't want to do it. Yeah, I didn't want to.
Wow. That's fun. That was from Robert. He met you in New York and you had a drink with him at one time.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
Cool.
I can't pronounce his last name. Brian here said he met you over in Hawaii during the taping of Charlie's Angels with the episode of Barbie Benton. And
yeah, we were there with Barbie Benton.
And he wants
his girlfriend.
Yes, and you can send that photo and we can sign it if you want to send it over to us. I'll just reach out to me. Greg from Scotland says hello.
Hi, Greg. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I don't know how he's doing. Greg from Scotland is there. Maybe that's the same one. I'm reading this as we're going. Did you ever consider auditioning for Sharon Stone's character in Basic Instinct, or were you asked?
I was never approached for that. I did audition for 10, which I didn't get, but I was never approached for that movie. So that went, you know, right over my head. That just happened, and I didn't know a thing about it until I heard a little bit of chatter in Hollywood that it was written by what's his name, Esteban or something.
Yeah.
And it was really a good script, and you know, Michael Douglas was great in it and Sharon Stone was great in it. So yeah, but no, they passed me right over.
Oh no. There's an Omar Mendenzo. I can't pronounce his last name. Sorry. He said, let Tanya know he was your old doorman from 227 East 57th Street.
You gotta be kidding.
No, he wants to say hello.
I can't believe that. Hey, how you doing? God, I don't believe how long ago that was. I remember you and I had a fight when I was moving in. We had a fight because I said fuck or something, and you got really mad at me and said, I'll slap you upside the head.
Oh no.
I remember that exact exchange. Unless I'm hallucinating, unless it was another doorman. That was the guy I think you must have been, because that was 57th Street, and that was the only time I lived on 57th Street.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Wow. What a flashback, huh?
Yeah. Hi, I hope you're doing well.
M said, I love your red hair. Have you ever considered going back to that color?
Yeah, I have, but as you get older, red can look really phony. You know, when you're young, you can get away with red, but when you get older, I think that red's just not that flattering because it just wouldn't naturally be that way. You know, you know, I just don't, but I did love being a redhead, and it was really, really shiny. So it made way shinier than my blonde hair. But yeah, I loved it. I love being a redhead.
Actually, oh great. And the last question we're going to take from Facebook today is, hello, what is the weirdest thing you've ever seen or eaten on a craft table or craft service?
On craft service, the weirdest thing I've ever eaten.
Or seen, I guess.
Or seen? That's a hard one.
Yeah.
I haven't seen too many weird things on craft on the craft service table.
Yeah.
It's pretty well normal food because they want to please everyone because they have a whole crew and a cast to feed. But
Well, I have a question. Let's piggyback on that question. Did you have something specifically you need on a craft table for you when you're on a set?
For me, I liked a bowl of cereal.
Any particular
And
cereal?
I liked, yeah, Cheerios. And I liked apples too, and the fruit. That's
Excellent.
where I hung around mostly.
All right, we're going to bring one last person into the Zoom room, and then we're going to do the giveaway, and then we're all going to take a nap.
Okay.
It's Melg Landon is coming into the room. I hope. Maybe he's gone. Did I lose him? Oh no, no, here he is. And go ahead, turn your camera on. Mel, how do you pronounce your name, sir? Oh, here he is. Hey, how do you pronounce your name? I'm sorry, I butchered it. Oh, let me get your speaker on. I don't know why that's doing that. Go ahead, you're on live now.
Now you can hear me?
Yes. Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
Meg Dawn is a nickname. My name's Dawn.
Oh, okay.
Dawn?
Yes.
Cool.
How are you doing today?
Oh, it just made my day. I've always loved Tanya Roberts, so.
Oh, what a sweetheart you are. Thank you.
Ever since I saw Beastmaster.
Oh, really? Yeah, that was a fun movie to do. So how are things going in the pandemic for you? Are you staying safe and inside?
No, I have to work, but I'm safe.
You got a mask and everything?
If I need to, where I work, I can keep a fairly safe distance most of the time.
Yeah.
I work for Honeywell, so I work with molten aluminum. And there's not that many people in my specific area.
That's cool. That's good to be safe. I'm paranoid. I take a hike every morning with my dog, and not in the park. They've closed the parks. So I go with her on the street where she's not that happy because she's on a leash, but we're not allowed to let one dog get in touch with the other dog because evidently I found out yesterday that human beings can catch it from dogs. I thought that dogs could catch it from humans, but anyway, I'm paranoidly safe. I mean, I don't even go out. I don't go out except for my hike, and that's 5:30 in the morning. Otherwise, I am home unless something urgent would come up. But even my doctor, I need some prescriptions, and I'm calling them up today to say, can we do it via, I think it's a teledoctor or something like that. Something to do with doctors and phones. And they ask you what your blood pressure is, and we have a blood pressure machine here. And I wouldn't even go to his office. That's how paranoid I am.
I don't blame you. It's scary out.
Oh, it's really scary.
Yeah.
Really scary.
I wish I didn't have to go into work either. They say what we're doing is essential, but to me, it's more of a greed thing. But
well, anything you're doing to help the situation, or anything you're doing, period, where you're putting your life in any kind of jeopardy, is heroic. And I gotta take my hat off to you, because I'd be pretty scared going into a work situation in these days, you know what I mean?
yeah, I don't think what we're doing technically is essential. They say it is, but it's manufacturing, so.
Going in and working, and that's good. At least you don't get the total stir crazy like I am. I mean, my body clock is flipped out. I was up at 1:39. I have a digital clock, so I know that. And I never got back to sleep till 5:30 when I took my dog on her hike. I just stayed up all night. My whole body's out of whack. with this thing, because time is of no consequence, because you can't do anything or go anywhere, and you don't have to be doing anything. So it's really strange, and I don't think we should open the country at all.
No, I agree.
Yeah, I think Trump's just, caught up with the economy and doesn't care really about people. He said how many suicides are happening, so people are going to be dying that way. Well, I haven't heard about a bunch of suicides happening, but I think we should stay closed. I mean, Italy, Paris is still closed. Italy, I think, is still closed. So,
Yeah, I live in Idaho, and the people here are, whining about their freedom and this and that, and all I can think is they're behaving like a bunch of spoiled children who live a privileged life, and there's a lot more serious things going on right now than be worrying about whether you can go to the mall or a movie. I mean, people need to wake up.
I'm with you on that. I don't go out at all. I just don't go out at all except early in the morning. I don't go out. So I agree with you, but they've had protests here in Los Angeles too about that. About let us be free, we're Americans, let us go out, let us do. So they've opened a couple of beaches, but basically my hikes have all been closed, all the hikes that I take. So I have to go with my dog walking on the streets with a leash, which she's not crazy about. What can you do? At least I can do that. I do it early enough in the morning where I'm safe.
All right, Don, it was good to meet you. Be safe out there.
I'm sure glad I got to do this.
Oh, cool. Stay safe, Don.
You too, Tanya.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Excellent. Well, that was fun. We're going to do the giveaway now. I'm shaking it up. See you, Tanya? I'm shaking it up.
Yeah, you're being very honest.
And the winner is, for the Charlie's Angels, here's the person. Name is Van Valley. Van Valley. Valerie, V-A-L-L-E-R-Y. Van, you're the winner of this. So I will reach out to you and get your address, and Tanya will sign it for you, and we'll get it in the mail as soon as I can. Tanya, what are you going to do for the rest of the day today?
Well, since I woke up at 1 o'clock approximately, I'm going to take a nap in the afternoon. And otherwise, I'm catching up on mini-series that I haven't seen. I'm watching a lot of news, which is really kind of depressing because it's the same news all day long. And basically listening to music and hanging out with my dogs and my parrot. And, there's not a lot to do.
That's true.
Not a lot to do. It's not like I'm at Disneyland or anything.
We're probably going to share that picture with you and the parrot on your head.
Oh yeah.
That was adorable yesterday when we were the parrot.
My birdie.
The birdie. By the way, everybody, we were getting ready to eat, and the bird was flying through the room, and
She felt left out because she heard all of us talking in the living room. So she felt very left out, and she came flying right into the living room. And I called her, and she flew right on my head.
It was
She's
so
not
cute.
supposed to do that. She's supposed to land on my shoulder, but she doesn't listen.
She doesn't listen? What does Lance have planned for dinner tonight? Anything exciting?
Actually, he's making chicken, I think. He's a very good cook. I'm really lucky. I don't know what he's making, but we had Indian food last night. No, Thai food with you, Mike.
Yeah.
But I don't know what he's making. He's going to surprise me, I guess.
Must be nice having a cook in the house.
Yeah.
That's good. All right, Tanya, thank you again for another wonderful day.
Sure. Thank you, Mike. It's always a pleasure.
Chatting with everybody. Be safe out there, everybody. Tanya, of course, be safe.
Be safe.
All right. Love you. Love everybody.
Love you guys.
See you next Wednesday.
Bye-bye.
Bye.